Trackhouse loses their appeal, RFK makes a crew chief swap, Joey Logano resents the lucky label, and what the hell does Corey Heim have to do to get out of the Truck Series? How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. Happy Friday, folks. Championship weekend is upon us. Gonna keep this episode short and sweet because I gotta hop on a plane here shortly to hopefully make it to Phoenix by lunchtime. If you're gonna be at the track tomorrow, Saturday, stop by the NASCAR Experience stage at 2:45 p.m. I will be doing a live show with Xfinity Series driver Brennan Poole. The NASCAR Experience stage is huge. You can't miss it. It's just outside the main grandstands. I think outside of turn 4, roughly. That's 2:45 tomorrow, Phoenix Raceway. Hope you're able to stop by. First things first, Martinsville is officially behind us. Yesterday, Trackhouse Racing lost their appeal. Richard Childress Racing dropped their appeal just before their hearing was scheduled. The penalties will stand, the independent appeals panel said in a statement, quote, "We feel in the best interest of racing and to protect the integrity of the sport, it was appropriate to uphold and affirm NASCAR's decision with regard to the NASCAR Rule 4.4 attempting to manipulate the outcome of the race." So all the penalties stand. The number 1, number 3, and number 23 teams were docked 50 driver owner points. The driver and team owner were each fined $100,000. Each team had their crew chief and spotter suspended for this weekend's race, and each team loses a team executive for this week. Big penalties for at least attempting to manipulate the outcome of Sunday night's Martinsville race. Were they big enough to send a message? Click right up here to see my video earlier this week. We dive deep into that argument. One thing is for sure, 2311 Racing will be directly impacted by this penalty because Tyler Reddick is racing for a championship this weekend, and the team's competition director, Dave Rogers, isn't allowed at the track. Reddick was asked yesterday if Dave Rogers' absence will impact the team. Reddick said, quote, "I feel like we have good depth. We have good people. I wish Dave and Booty Barker were here for sure. There's been weekends we go to the track and Dave isn't there, so I think we'll be fine. We'll be okay. Personally, I just wish they were here if things go well so we can celebrate together." Tyler Reddick has a tall task in front of him this weekend. Sure, he led 68 laps, finished top 10 at Phoenix in the spring, but this time around, he's doing battle with Team Penske, Hendrick Motorsports. A lot of experience, a lot of championships in those buildings. Everything is on the line Sunday afternoon. Let's move on. RFK Racing announced that Brad Keselowski's crew chief, Matt McCall, will not return to the team in 2025. In a statement, the team said, "We want to thank Matt for his dedicated efforts over the last 3 seasons, his role in the success that we have had, and we wish him well in future endeavors." Brad Keselowski posted, "Matt has been such a big part of our turnaround at RFK. I'm proud of him and wish him the best in his next chapter." Matt McCall, an industry veteran, worked at Chip Ganassi Racing for many years. He won 1 race each season he worked with Kurt Busch. He's been with Brad Keselowski the past 3 years. This year has been their best season. They got that win, made the playoffs, got to the round of 12 for the second consecutive year. I wonder if this was an RFK decision or simply a Matt McCall decision. Matt McCall is not old, and he and Keselowski seem to have gotten a little bit better every year they've worked together. You could argue they've outran their teammate most of this season. Bob Pockrass, Fox Sports, reports that Jeremy Bullins could reunite with Brad Keselowski next season. Makes some sense. They worked together on the 2-car, 2020, 2021, won a combined 5 races together, advanced to the championship 4 in 2020. Not a bad choice. Since their time together, Bullins has won the Daytona 500 with Austin Cindric, but he's been with Harrison Burton and the Wood brothers the past year and a half. Still, it makes sense. Jeremy Bullins would be a solid choice. Penske guy, familiar with Ford, familiar with Brad Keselowski. They've had recent success together, but wherever Matt McCall ends up, I think he's a good pickup. I was trying to survey the landscape for next season. We know Legacy Motor Club just let Dave Ellens go, so there could be an opening either on the 42 or the 43 car. I think Matt McCall could be a good pickup there. What about Front Row Motorsports? I don't think they've announced a replacement for Travis Peterson. He's joining Michael McDowell at Spire. Who's going to work with Noah Gragson next year? That could be a reasonable landing place for someone with Matt McCall's experience. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe Matt McCall simply is looking to transition into a different role. He's tired of the travel, wants to do something different. This could have been solely a Matt McCall call. But if he does want to keep crew chiefing, I think there's several teams out there who could benefit from having him on their staff. So we'll see what happens for Matt McCall and Brad Keselowski in 2025. I hope whoever RFK finds, they're able to take that next step next season. Another big bit of news yesterday. Corey Heim is returning to Tricon Garage in 2025. Will be his third consecutive full-time Craftsman Truck Series season. Over the past 2 full-time seasons, he has a combined 9 wins in 44 starts, an incredible 7th place average finish, and he's advanced to back-to-back championship 4s. Obviously, Corey Heim is one of the best young prospects in the garage. I believe he's due for a promotion, but unfortunately, Toyota has very few options. In the Xfinity Series, Joe Gibbs Racing has made it clear they're signing drivers who bring cash. No disrespect to Brandon Jones, Taylor Gray, William Sawalich, Corey Heim is better right now than all 3 of those guys. Bob Bachrus did ask Heim yesterday if his rivalry with Ty Gibbs in ARCA has limited his Xfinity Series opportunities at all, and Corey Heim said, quote, "I feel like that topic is so overpushed. I don't think that's really a big situation by any means. I've had great opportunities in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. I don't think there's been any lack of opportunities for me the past couple years, and I don't think there will be any lack of opportunities for me going forward either." Brush that aside, but either way, Joe Gibbs Racing appears to be off the table at least for now. So what about 2311 or Legacy Motor Club? Heim currently is the reserve driver / sim driver for those 2 teams, but let's take a look. Eric Jones just signed a multi-year extension. John Hunter Nemechek was rumored to be getting the boot. That doesn't seem to be the case now. And at 2311, Bubba Wallace just signed an extension. And Tyler Reddick, though theoretically he could opt out next year if the team doesn't have a charter, I don't think he'll do that. Not next year. If 2311 still is without a charter by 2026, who knows, but at that point, I think the team has more concerns than just trying to retain Tyler Reddick. And it sounds like Riley Herbst is lined up for the 3rd 2311 seat if they can make the money and the charters work. So where does Corey Heim go from here? It's a great question. I took a step back recently, though. As much as I think Corey Heim is overdue for a promotion, I took a step back and realized that, hey, he's actually in a really, really good position for a 22-year-old. We talk all the time about young drivers being rushed, thrown to the wolves before they're ready. Corey Heim is getting some serious development right now. The Truck Series is a legit development series. He's getting experience racing up front, learning how to navigate the playoffs, tight point scenarios. That's good experience. He's getting some Xfinity experience. He'll likely make more starts for Sam Hunt next year, and in that car, he's learning what it's like middle of the pack. That 26 car is usually a 10th place car at best, so Heim is learning what it's like to race around cars that are faster than you. That's valuable experience. And then on the Cup side, again, he is the sim driver for 2311 and Legacy Motor Club. He is logging a ton of laps in the virtual next-gen car. Carson Hocevar was the Chevy sim driver for years, and we've seen this year, those skills have translated to Cup immediately. He's dominating the Rookie of the Year standings. And Heim has gotten to make a couple of real-world Cup Series starts as well. So, sure, I do believe Corey Heim right now is good enough to be in the Cup Series, gaining that experience, logging laps, slowly improving, but he is only 22 years old. I know we're jaded by, Carson Hocevar, Ty Gibbs, these young guys getting these top rides early, but 22 years old is still extremely young. And I would argue right now, Corey Heim is getting some great all-around development. He's learning what it's like at the front of the pack, he's learning what it's like mid-pack, and he's learning the next-gen car all at the same time. It could be worse, is all I'm saying. It's not like they're completely stunting Corey Heim's growth. I do think, assuming 2025 goes well, 2026, he should get a new opportunity, full-time Xfinity, full-time Cup, whatever. At some point, he does have to take the next leap, but all things considered, I think Corey Heim is getting some good development right now. When he does get that opportunity, he'll be one of the most ready rookies we've probably seen in a long time. All right, I'll get off my Corey Heim soapbox. Truck Series Championship tonight, FS1. Heim looking to get redemption after what happened last year. A lot of folks think that I hate Joey Logano. They see a lot of the Matt Kenseth stuff behind me and assume that I hate driver 22. That's not true. That's never been true. Okay, it was true for like 3 weeks in 2015 when I was a teenager. Sure, it was true then. It hasn't been true for years. I have no ill will against Joey Logano, and to prove it today, I'm going to defend Joey Logano. On his SiriusXM radio show earlier this week, Joey Logano explained that he resents the lucky label he's been given. He talked about the Alex Bowman DQ post-Roval that allowed Logano into the round of 8. This is what Joey said, quote, "They, the 48 team, pushed it too far and got dinged for it. We all push it far. However it happened, I don't know. But they went too far and NASCAR had to put the foot down. We were next in line. Does that make us lucky? No, we were next in line for a reason, and we had to race against a car that wasn't legal." A quick reminder, Alex Bowman thought he'd advanced to the round of 8 after the Charlotte Roval, but during post-race teardown, NASCAR found the car to be too light. We still don't know how light the 48 was. Were they way outside the tolerances? Was it really close? We don't know. What we do know is that Hendrick Motorsports did not appeal the penalty. Joey Logano got the final spot as a result of the disqualification. But Joey Logano continued defending his Championship 4 run. I'll play this short clip.
Nobody makes it to the Championship 4 not in a deserving way. When we roll into February in Daytona, everybody has the same opportunity to get to the Championship 4. Doesn't matter how you get there. And so, we came in as maybe not the number 1 seed, or maybe not even the number 10 seed, but we figured out how to get through the rounds, and now we're here. So, everyone had the same opportunity to do that.
Kevin Harvick on his podcast this week said, "We do not have the best 4 cars in the Championship 4. I don't think he was talking about the 45, who was the regular season champion. I don't think he was talking about the 24 or even the 12. I think he was talking about the 22. I showed y'all this chart yesterday. Compare the 22 to the other championship contenders, and he's got the worst average finish, the fewest top 5s. Yeah, if you look at the whole season, the 22 has not been one of the best cars. That's safe to say. So I think Kevin Harvick is right that the 22 has not been one of the 4 best cars all season long. I think he's right that the 5 car has been better. But this is where I'm going to defend Joey Logano. It's not all about the car. It's not just who has the best car. There are people involved. There are drivers, crew chiefs, pit crews. Joey Logano, the driver, is now in his 6th Championship 4. No one else has reached that mark. Joey Logano now stands alone. He has proven himself time and time again in the highest pressure situations. And look at this year's playoffs, the opener at Atlanta. Super speedway style race. It's less about the car. It's honestly more about the driver, if you ask me. And Joey Logano is one of the best super speedway racers in the Cup Series. That's been known for years. He earned that victory straight up, set the tone for the rest of the playoffs. Fast forward to the round of 8 opener at Las Vegas. Again, decent car, not the best car, but crew chief Paul Wolfe, a 2-time champion under 2 different formats himself, made the bold call, trusted his driver to save enough fuel to make the right pace, and Joey Logano did it. It's also well known that Joey Logano is one of, if not the best at saving fuel in Cup today. Guys like Denny Hamlin, maybe Truex, maybe Blaney are best at saving tires over a long run, but fuel saving? Joey Logano is again in a league of his own. That's something he's worked on, developed, that's his skill. He used it to win at Las Vegas. We spend all this time talking about the best cars, but it's not just about the cars. Kyle Larson, the driver, made a mistake at Homestead, did not see the bigger picture. His pit crew made a big mistake at Las Vegas. It cost them. And it's not like this is some fluke run by Joey Logano. The guy's a future Hall of Famer. We've seen him do this many times. No, the 22 has not had the best speed all year, but they do have one of the best drivers. Joey Logano's been able to use the tools in his tool belt. Oh, great at drafting tracks. Excellent super speedway racer. What's this? Oh, excellent at setting the pace, saving fuel. Yes, the 5 was a better car than the 22 most of this year, but late in the season, under the most pressure, in the biggest moments, I would argue the people on the 22 were better than the people in the 5. that is me defending Joey Logano ahead of this weekend's championship race at Phoenix Raceway. I'm sure many of you won't agree. Let me know. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. That's going to do it for this episode, folks. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let's subscribe for more NASCAR content every single day. Going to be a busy weekend. I'll be at the track. Should be uploading at least one new video every night this weekend. Lots to talk about. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping make it possible for me to travel to races and cover things on site. I really do appreciate y'all. And again, tomorrow, Saturday, 2:45, if you're at Phoenix Raceway, head to the NASCAR Experience stage. I'll be there. Brendan Poole will be there. Should be a fun time. Good conversation. Have a great rest of your week, folks. I will talk to you again very soon.